2015 NBA playoff action. Some teams have been put to rest. Yes, we do hate on the Raptors here, and we're not going to make this a hate fest, but the Raptors are gone. I'm going to say it nicely. The Wizards swept them, and they're going to move on. The Mavericks also likely done. Hopefully that series doesn't draw out. I mean, if it goes 7 games in all exciting factors, sure, but just put it to rest.
I mean, I think I'm not alone when I say nobody outside of Texas wants that series to go on any longer. I would love some defense at some point.
Right. I mean, there was 130 to 128 in some of these games.
Always.
And look, high scoring is great, but at some point, just put it to rest. Take the sweep. Good for you, Rick Carlo. Good for you, Dirk. But you guys
they can't take the sweep, but they're working on it.
They should have taken the sweep.
Plea bargain.
Moving forward, there was, of course, the Nets are now going to be. I mean, they're down 2-1. They can make that a series, but it seems like the Hawks will pull that one out. And there's a lot to do with it. So I want to start with Paul Pierce, who has been in the center of the biggest shots in some of NBA's history, one of the most clutch players. His troll game is on point. Let's take a look, because when he swept the Raptors, we already know he didn't want to go back through customs. So as you can see, King in the North. Fear the North. Was there anything to fear?
The customs. Besides that, not really, no.
No. The Wizards, I mean...
But I guess winter's coming eventually. Maybe.
Well, right, winter's been coming in Game of Thrones and in the NBA for fucking 6 seasons. But to be fair, winter
actually comes all the time in Canada, so it's actually...
It's pretty
it makes
cold.
A little more sense.
It's pretty cold there. So this is what Paul Pierce was tweeting out via Instagram, via Twitter. There's also another great one where he trolled Drake, and y'all know my feelings about Drake when it comes to the rap game. I'll not hate on Drake either. I'm keeping myself in check here. Let's take a look at that tweet as well. If you're reading this, the Wizards just swept you, boy. Drake pulling out his Wizards jersey. The funny thing is, I guarantee you Drake has a Paul Pierce Wizards jersey because he's the bandwagon fan of the entire NBA. Also, lastly, but not leastly, and the least progressive tense with my words, the Celtics, which, was a storied franchise, but not a storied franchise enough this team this season to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. There was some interesting things that happened over the weekend. We have J.R. Smith with a flagrant 13.
Yeah, the playoffs started yesterday.
Right.
It's the first, it's the first fight or some sort of
altercation on
I've
the court.
seen in the playoffs thus far. I'm happy to see it starting finally. I mean, not happy because Kevin Love got hurt and Jae Crowder got
crushed.
What? Yeah, you can just watch that.
Well, look, Cavs fans, if you did not see anything stupid coming out of J.R. Smith at some point, you're just not expecting. You don't know what it's like to watch J.R. Smith play basketball.
Take it from a Knicks fan.
Take
right?
it from a
you
Knicks fan.
have a lot of experience.
And but the other thing is Kelly Olynyk, who I mean,
that's the big story. Is Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, in the heat of the moment after the game, says he did it on purpose. Regardless if he did it on purpose or not, the main storyline here is that they're now without Kevin Love for probably
about 2 weeks.
10 days to 2 weeks.
They said 2 to 3 to that.
Yeah, but I always see these guys like they have the adrenaline, they want to compete, they do everything they can do to get back on the floor.
I think bringing him back earlier than he should is maybe the worst thing they can do. It's a long season.
It's not like the guy plays the fourth quarter most of the time anyway.
Well, that's true. Well, then you're going to see that even more if his shoulder's bugging him, right? He needs confidence. He needs to know that he can go out there and perform and produce. And if he's nursing a shoulder injury, that's going to go compound on top of everything that's been going on this season so far. You need him to be healthy when he comes back. He
needs the Chris Bosh third wheel mentoring program.
He does.
Which if he learns, I'm not saying that as any discredit to Chris Bosh and what he did for Miami, but you're not the number one guy there. We've been through this all season long. But, I mean, the Cavs without J.R. Smith probably going to get suspended.
Should be suspended.
Without Kevin Love, I mean, they're going to, they wrapped up the series. Is this going to have a major effect against what's probably going to be a very good Bulls team?
Right, this couldn't come at a worse time so far for the Cavs. Now they're going to be opening up against probably their best competition in the Eastern Conference.
Absolutely.
In the Chicago Bulls.
Not even close.
Granted, if they pull it out against the Bucks, which despite our best interest, they will. The Bulls are going to win. But yeah, so all of a sudden you're going to see yourselves as the Cavs. You're going to show up, no Kevin Love for maybe the whole series. No J.R. Smith for at least 1 game, probably 2 games. 3 games, that wouldn't be surprising to me. That was a dirty play.
With J.R. Smith's history? Not at all.
Exactly. And so you think, oh, well, J.R. Smith's, he's J.R. Smith. But without him and Kevin Love, there's no depth in that team anymore. And the Chicago Bulls have a lot of exactly that. They have a lot of depth, and that can pose some real problems for them. Especially, could you imagine if they lose 1 at home, maybe even 2? They're not going to lose both games. But if they did, that's something that can seriously maybe put a crimp in their title aspirations this season. This is a big deal for Cleveland fans.
It's also a big deal for my betting history because I need the Cavs to be winning the Eastern Conference and the Finals for very obvious reasons. I'm all aboard the L train for the Cavs this year, not as a fan, just as an objective sports analyst. There you have it. R.I.P. certain teams. We'll see what happens in the next round of the playoffs. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. we're going to get to a fantastic clip regarding the best first round series, because thank you God for the Clippers and the Spurs, making the first round very exciting and interesting. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe.